And we're live, baby. What's up, everybody? Yo, it's been a hectic weekend, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I tried to get the roundtable discussion going, but situations happen. But I come to y'all today with something different. But I'm here with my main man, the good man, my main man, Don Walker. But first, I got to do my intro. This is the In Your Face Show. And I'm coming with the Royale. You damn
Love
right.
it. Love it.
I'm so fucking pumped. Let's get this shit rolling, my man. Introduce yourself, my
Yeah.
man.
I'm Don, the Don Walker. The Don is my pen name as an illustrator. I write and pencil the books Agent Wild, Reaper Corps, and the upcoming Dreadlock the Barbarian. That's out in August for my uh, self imprint, Dork Empire Inc. And I'm glad to be here. So let's get it rolling.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's put that work in. You know what I mean? So, my good man. Hold on. I'm trying to send you the live so we can share the live. You know what I'm saying? So we can share it and look and some good old stuff. Um, Hold on for just a second. Do, 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 do. All right. Well, fuck it. Yo. So, my brother, what's your favorite part of the series that you love?
For my books or anybody
Yeah,
else's
from your
book?
books. From your books.
Um, you know what? Usually the one I'm doing now is like the favorite one usually because I'm more invested in that particular book. So Dreadlock the Barbarian, which is or I guess you call it post production, if you will. I've done penciling the book. The writing's done, obviously. Inking's almost done. Coloring's almost done. But it's a lot of fun, man. Like I call it a cyberpunk swashbuckling western. It's set in the future. It's actually a spin-off of sorts from my Reaper Corps comic. Um, and so I should probably preface the Dork Empire Inc. universe is a shared universe. Um, the Agent Wild book that I recently put out is in the modern day, whereas the Reaper Corps and now Dreadlock the Barbarian are all set in the same future timeline. And my goal, the long game goal is as I do more books set in the modern day, you're going to see how the future becomes a feature by the actions from the characters and teams or whatever in the modern day books. I'll influence what happens in the future. So, but Reaper Corps came out about 2 3 years ago, and Dreadlock is a spinoff of that book. So if you see me at cons or if you go to Dork Empire Inc. .bigcartel.com, you can get Reaper Corps Zero. It's a one shot. I want to do more books for those characters later, but right now, again, I am focused on Dreadlock the Barbarian, which is again a lot of fun. Like I said, it's a western. There's sci-fi. There's cyberpunk influences, um, and I'm having a blast just writing and drawing it. My inker, Silas Dixon, is kicking butt. That dude's a beast. Uh, Brian Valenza was the first colorist. He did like 10 pages. And then I had to bring on a new colorist, Nick Chapuis, to come on and finish it off. And it's looking fantastic. I crowdfunded on Kickstarter. It's late. It's kind of a lot late. And I hate to be that guy, like, oh, your Kickstarter's out on time, but like most of my Kickstarters have been late, but they've all kicked ass. Like the books come out really, really good. I hate being the late guy, but again, as long as the books come out good, most folks don't complain. I've just been what's happened thus far. Everyone's been cool with it once it's come out, but just how it is, man. Like we all got day jobs. None of us are working full time in comics,
Yeah.
so we do it when we can. Again, like after the Kickstarter, like I've had in general, I have a lot of health problems. I'm getting a lot of those under control. The last year after the campaign, in and out of the hospital, um, dealing with medications that make you sleepy or drowsy or just kick your ass and you don't want to work, and it slowed me down big time. And so man, that made me late, which made the inker and colorist late, the whole book late. But again, the penciling's done and it looks amazing. Ink's almost done. We're 8 pages away from inking being complete. Colorist, new color just started, so he's like 3 pages in. So I'm hoping the book will be out by August. That's should be the latest it should be, but it's going to kick ass. Everybody's going to fucking love it, and I'm jazzed. Like nothing cooler than doing something and knowing it's going to kick ass. Like I had some publishers who actually 200 publishers. I don't want to name anybody, but they backed the book and then hit me up about publishing the book, or distributing the book once it's done. And mid-level, indie publishers, but like that was flattering. Like they saw like 6 pages, or like we want to do that. Let's publish that. That was cool. But it's a one shot. I don't have the whole miniseries like even plotted or done yet. So I was like, let me do a miniseries first, or figure out what's going to happen. Then we'll talk about distribution. But having folks dig it before it's even done, that's cool. That's like gratifying to say the least.
Hmm. Good. Good. Good thing. Good thing. So, like, how many years have you been working on this?
So I've been doing comics off and on since I was 16. My first published work, I was 16. I headlined an anthology called Profolio, and the publisher was also 16. He's this dude out of like Albuquerque, New Mexico. Like we met through, and mind you, this is like the 80s. So we met through oh god, what's it called? I don't know if you remember, there was a like pre-Wizard magazine. There was a like newspaper that came out, I think either weekly or monthly. It's called Comics something or other. Peter David had a regular article called "But I Digress," and I forgot what it's called now. Geez, it's been a long time. But it's a big like newspaper. You open up like a regular LA Times newspaper. It was all comics. It was like the awesomest thing ever. It's all like a lot of indie stuff, a lot of some Marvel DC stuff in there too, but a lot of indie stuff in it. But they had a classified section, and Answer Classified for an anthology. I'm 16. I'm like, what the hell, right? And I got in it. I got the cover. I did a 10-page story for a character I called. I called. Okay, so it was a shape shifting character called the Metamorph, and it was cool. Like my first published work, like my dad like got people from work to order the book to the publisher. I saw like 40 some odd books before it even came out, like direct to like my dad's friends. for a 6-year-old kid, that's freaking awesome. I'm like, yeah, cool. Um, that same character actually, I revamped him later for a book called Creature, which was a 2-issue miniseries that I did in 98, 99 through the Antarctic Press. That was a whack ass story. That was not fun. So I'll go on that a little bit, I guess, if you want to hear about that.
Go
Um,
ahead,
so
spill it all.
I was working at a comic shop in the 90s and called Comics Plus in Victorville, California. And I was doing art still. I was, going to Comic Con in San Diego every year with samples and everything else. And then I met some people at Comic Con in like 96 were like, oh, you should self-publish or you should, do indie comics, F Marvel and DC and blah, 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 and do your own thing, yada, yada. So I was like, okay, cool. And so I went looking around for different publishers who were taking submissions. Antarctic Press had a submissions guideline inside their books almost every month. So I revamped the Metamorph character into the character I called Creature. A new look, same powers, but a new look, modernized, because from the 80s to 90s, I modernized him. And actually drew the entire first issue, wrote it and drew it. I sent a photocopied package with the script and the entire book and submitted that to the Antarctic Press. They dug it, wanted to do it. I'm like, cool. They're like, how many issues did I go? 3? Like, I had no idea, dude. I hadn't written the other 2 issues or anything. So I committed to a 3-issue miniseries. They're like, cool. Send us the actual art and we'll send it to the inker. They chose an inker. I didn't know, but he's a really good inker though, so it's all good. It's all good. But so I got a contract, signed it, and everything. And it's cool. They gave me a little bit of advance. I then got to penciling issue 2, and it took me a while to put issue 2 out, but like issue 1 came out before I could finish issue 2. Sales were like 3,000 copies, which, in 97, 98, that was not bad for an indie, but wasn't good enough for them. So while I'm drawing issue 2, they call me like, hey, finish this off with issue 2. The sales aren't great. We're going to cut it off at 2. I'm like, we had a contract? They're like, yeah, we don't care. Finish it off at 2. I'm like, awesome. Then they tell me, they come back and say, hey, how about this? Let's put the book on hiatus. Come draw some of our characters like Warrior Nun Ariella, and then we'll put the other 2 issues out later. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just, finish my book off first, like you got a contract for, and then I would happily draw anything you guys got going on. They weren't cool with that at all. So they're like, all right, just finish it off at 2. I'm like, I'm like, they're in Texas or whatever. I'm in California going, motherfuckers, like, okay. And then, so the book will be 3 issues in full color. Not only did they cut the book off in 2 issues, so the big giant cliffhanger at the end and never gets resolved, they put it in black and white. I'm like, really? Okay, thanks. So, what better way to kill sales than put the book out in black and white after it was in color for the first issue? Oh, and in the first issue, there are 2 supporting characters. One's Caucasian, one's African American. They're drawn to look Caucasian and African American. What do? They color the white girl brown, and they colored the African American Caucasian. And never sent me proofs to see what was going on. Nothing. Just like fucked up the colors because they're idiots. I'm like, and after it came out, they're like, oh, sorry. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, thanks. Cool. And so the second issue was black and white. My anchor was real good with the zipatone, those those shaded cells that you could like put over art and cut it out and give your like a manga does, gives your art texture and whatnot. So my inker did that. Then he colored the brown girl brown, i.e., with the zipatone, and the white girl looked white. And it's like it was a giant clusterfuck and like really annoyed the shit at me. And I have not looked at the Antarctic Press ever again to publish anything. It's like no. Of course, now they're like Thomas Gate supporters and just like real shit show, more so than before. So never again. But hey, self publishing is much easier, so I just do that for now. But that was a totally jacked up scenario. It really kind of soured comics for a little while, but after that Creature miniseries, I took a hiatus, went to film school for 3-4 years, and then comics kept calling back. So I love comics. Like I love film. I love comics. They're kind of like 1A, 1B, and depending on the day or month, comics could be 1A, film could be 1A. But comics are way easier to produce. They're way cheaper to produce. So I've been doing that since 2015, 16. Just dabble in that, either my own stuff or working on other people's stuff when I can. Of course, being married with a kid kind of derailed the film thing all by itself. But, comics I can do with a day job. Film you cannot. Now I'm rambling, so where were we going with that? I'm sorry.
You're just fine, my brother. You're just fine. Well, I just, I just wanted to ask you a question. Have you ever dealt with guys in the industry where I've dealt with gatekeepers? Have you dealt with gatekeepers?
Yeah. Obviously, like I've let's see. So recently, I have pitched some books to
What? Yeah, yeah. But go ahead.
oh, so I recently pitched some stuff to smaller indie publishers, and you'll come across people who just like they don't want you, period, because of you, whoever you are, or I think some publishers have looked at my stuff and been like, this might sound arrogant. I don't want to be an arrogant individual, but like, I think some of my stuff is better than some of the stuff the particular publisher might publish. They're like, nope, he can't come here and make us look bad. Some independent publishers I've come across have been like, there are multiple people running a company, and every single one of them has books at the company. And if all of them must agree on new books to like join the club or whatever, and it's like, really? Why isn't like one editorial group who's like going yes or no? Why it has to be like 15 people have to agree on everybody's books to be published? It's like the dumbest thing ever, but like whatever. And of course you have fans who are going to gatekeep, like, no, you can't. You're black. You can't do that book, or you this or that. Blah, blah, blah. Like Comics Gate, the whole Comics Gate movement is gatekeeping in general. They complain about gatekeeping because a lot of these idiots are terrible comic book creators who can't get work at like Marvel and DC, so they make their own books that are all not all, but probably mostly all terrible. But they complain about gatekeepers at Marvel and DC not allowing them to do books. But then they complain about the same books that they want to draw being done by other people who got those jobs. And it's like, you can't gatekeep for Wolverine or Punisher when that's all you want to do is write or draw a Wolverine and Punisher. Like, do you not see the, you know, how that's pretty stupid? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, you can't tell, you can't be mad at some woman who's writing Captain America or whatever, but then be mad that you can't do it because you suck.
Well, to be honest, I can't stand a person who try to put their own agenda on things that's been. It's like this. It's like this is what hate about Marvel and DC, and this is what I hate about gatekeepers. They always are opinionated. They always want their way, the way, and if it's not their way, it's the highway. It's not good. They're always negative. So the thing about this is that it's like this. Okay, it's like, for example, okay, Marvel and DC putting shit down your throat. You know what I'm saying? Coming out with now they got a fucking character, a female character of Thor, right? Now, mind you, do you have any of the characters that's out there that's floating in the supposed Marvel verse or whatever, or DC verse? You have anything else? I get it. You want to play, you want to show your flagship characters, right? But think about it. Let somebody else shine for a change. Blade, let him shine. Spawn, let him shine.
Well,
Like
well, Spawn's Image, so that's not Marvel's deal. But look, like
they're
the
from there, but the creator is from the company,
but that's his own company now. Image is Tom McFarlane's company. He
right?
makes Spawn. Spawn's getting all the shine. Spawn's like one of the only books at Image that gets any shine. So I mean, yeah, I
Okay,
mean
let's flip.
he's
Okay,
doing his
okay,
own thing. So that's not a
okay, let's
Marvel deal.
okay,
They
let's
had no control over that.
okay, let's flip that over. Why don't we have a Magneto movie or something like that? Magneto's movie. He's
He's
a
a
flagship.
villain,
Yeah, he's a flagship character. Put that nigga out. Put that motherfucker out there. Let him.
but he's also a murderer and a serial killer, basically. I'm like,
Uh, who? Look at
but
all
look,
these motherfuckers. All these Thor ain't Thor a murder? Ain't Captain America murder? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
but Captain America and Thor fight for greater good, not just mutants. Look, I love Magneto as a character. Don't get me wrong. And I think you could do a movie. Well,
I think
he's been in so many X-Men movies now that I don't think you could do a movie with Magneto and make it and it work because he's been in so many movies. His story's been told. His redemption has already been seen on screen. So that's not going to work.
I would
Look,
say I would say revamp the whole motherfucking thing. Throw all the other shit in the trash because you didn't get to see Magneto in its full capacity, right? You
but
didn't.
you saw him in like 9 movies, so he's been done. Like you're not going to see a
Yeah,
Magneto
I
movie.
say I say give him his own movie. That's what I say. Give him his own movie. Give him his own shine. Let him
But
tell his story.
he's been seen. Look, they've got other characters they could do. Trust me. Like I hope
Yeah,
they bring the
but
X-Men over to the MCU and do a whole different team. But they're they're going to have Wolverine. You know they're going to have Storm because they only have one good black character in the X-Men, and they didn't use her at all. Well, so
but
you're going to see them
but
rehash
see,
characters and some new ones, maybe, hopefully.
but they have black characters in the X-Men. They just don't show them motherfuckers. Like Bishop. They barely showed him. Barely.
Yep.
Like notice,
No, I agree.
notice, okay, notice that black characters are always in the background.
Mm-hmm.
They never face characters. You know what I'm saying? Marvel. I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck what I don't give a crap what they say because at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? They some racist motherfuckers. I'm gonna keep it real. Be honest.
Well,
It's
that
like
well,
blatantly.
they're an American corporation in America where billions of dollars. Of course, they're going to be racist. Like you're not going to have. So here's the problem with
And see,
diversity. Let me get on the diversity tip real quick. This kind of goes on what you're saying.
Let's get into
As
that.
long,
I
as
want to
long
hear
as
this.
white creators are making all the diverse characters, they're gonna be fucked up looking characters. They're not gonna be all that good. You
And to
need
be
you need the minorities to make the minority characters. But see, Marvel and DC will never make characters that are equal to or greater than DC's trinity of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, or Marvel's Spider-Man, Avengers, Fantastic Four. Like they're never gonna let minority characters of any color, black, Asian, Mexican, or anything else,
this is
be
the
as
thing.
good or better than them.
See, this is the thing. And I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. I always hated the Fantastic Four. I always cannot stand these fucking ass. Stretch man. Come on, man. Like keep it keep it a being. Ain't to be honest with you, I love action. I love gore. I love blood, guts, all that
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
Okay? Put Punisher out there. Man, damn. Put oh my god, it's a lot of characters that do not get the shine. Cable, he don't get the shine.
Okay. But you have to remember, movies are really expensive, and like
Okay,
you can't pluck average character, and then throw him at a $200 million movie. Hope that shit works. You got to
well look,
introduce characters like
I
the
say
X
be
Men are always on. X Men and Wolverine are always on screen because they're freaking successful comic books.
I say be
Cable's
creative.
comic book was never super successful, so you
I
don't
say
have his
be
own movie.
I say because you don't have the right people doing them. That's the thing. You
But if
have
they're
these
okay,
bl- you have these
but
bland
films aren't.
hold on. You have these bland goddamn directors, bland, that don't have no creativity whatsoever. They just want a buck. They just want some fucking money. So they're gonna put anything out there, knowing that Marvel's people, blind as hell as they is, it's gonna buy anything that Marvel puts out there. So why not put a character that you don't really know about out there and let that motherfucker make the money that that Wolverine and all them make. I guarantee if you put Cable out there that they'll make that money. Guarantee.
Okay, so for someone who's dabbled in film, studied it, and obviously I've made some shorts and everything,
Okay.
but yeah. But the idea is when it comes to filmmaking, okay,
Okay.
studios are a business first. Okay, they're not. Film is not an artistic endeavor for the companies who make films. The directors and writers want to be, artistic when they get a chance. But like you've got a studio, i.e., Disney especially, who has a formula. This formula works, and we're not going to spend tons of money on characters that no one gives a shit about. They've got an army of bean counters who are out there looking to see which characters do you want to see on film, everybody. And they'll do cartoons, they'll do comics, they'll do all these things to gauge interest in certain characters. And people don't want a Cable movie. That's why he don't have one. Period. If
Who
after
but
Deadpool 2, if people want a Cable movie, they would have done one, and they didn't.
dude, but
So
that's because they had the wrong people doing this shit. That's what I'm saying. If you get the right people directing it and the right people producing it with the creativity of comics that read the comics, that really read this shit, that really put their heart and soul into this shit, that really had the creativity, that have that heart and soul about that shit, man, that shit'll blow the hell up. But you don't have that nowadays. People is will put anything out there just to make some money. That's what I'm saying.
okay,
I'm not
you know
saying that
why? You know why? It's a business, and so they hedge their bets financially on the characters that they know people love. Because here's the thing: you can put out a Cable movie, put out an insert character name movie that no one's heard about, and they don't make no money. That producer's fired, or the all the execs above that producer are fired for letting that knucklehead do a Cable movie and whatever else that failed. So people are putting their livelihood on the line to throw shit out the wall, see if it sticks. Not when that shit costs $200 million and it hits the wall and just down to the ground and no one gives a shit. Like that's
That's
again.
because you have businessmen and not creative men. That's what I'm saying. You have
But see,
businessmen.
not all creative men are good businessmen, which the Image founders showed you from jump when their company started.
I get
Great
what you're
idea,
saying. Oh
guys.
yeah, I understand
Terrible
where you're coming
business
from.
people.
Oh yeah,
So like you
I get what
can't
you're
be one and
saying.
the same. Not everybody anyway.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Of course I do. But notice this discussion is getting a couple of views. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm just saying like we got a little heart. You know what I'm saying? We got a little heart. All right. You know what I mean? We get a
We
little.
we
We get
need
some.
we need like more Kevin Feige's who know and love these characters who can then spot talent to bring those characters to life. Um,
Exactly, man. Exactly
like
what I'm saying.
DC has nobody over there in charge, or Warner Brothers rather, has no one in charge over there who knows what Batman and Superman are. It seems like, or at least Superman. Batman's easy. You can just do whatever version of Batman. People eat that shit up apparently, but like they've got thousands of characters and they only rely on Batman. And
Because
now,
that's what I'm saying. Because you know, and I know for a fact, Batman supporters is going to buy it no matter how. The motherfucker could be a jailbird and still buy it. The
yeah,
motherfucker could have killed somebody, killed their whole damn family, and I'll be like, "Oh, Batman! I love Batman. I'm gonna see the Batman movie." Come on, man. Like even Marvel people, come on. People are. I would say I'm almost thinking that they're hypnotized to this shit. You can't tell them nothing bad about Batman, or they'll try to cut your head off. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
oh
hating. I'm just telling the
yeah,
truth. You know what I'm saying?
they're devoted fans to every character. It seems like so. Spider Man,
Yeah.
Batman.
That's why I'm saying like it's like this. Okay, okay. Why not? Okay, what about X Force? X Force. Um. Like put a. I was. What you? Okay. Let me see. Let me go back. Let me go back. What do you think about the Suicide Squad? How do you think that went?
The first one was a train wreck. The first one could have been super easy to do if they would just made Joker the villain. He'd be the only villain, and then Suicide Squad goes after Joker and made some Joker minions. That would have been fine. But they had to fuck it all up with, you know, the whole Skybeam thing and like these weird creatures they had to fight. It was just a fucking stupid ass movie. The second one was hilarious. I love the second one. It made sense. They didn't go. They went big without going too big. They went. James Gunn just to me, James Gunn's one of the better directors out there. He does weird, kooky shit, and it's funny. Doesn't take himself too seriously, much like Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And so that one worked. Where the first one took itself way too damn seriously. They're trying to do like some Snyder shit, and then the studio comes around and says, "No, during the editing, make it funny." And then they reshot stuff, and it's just a fucking clusterfuck because they had two
Okay.
warring. You had the first movie had two warring ideas or designs. Like the director wanted to Villanueva, I think, or whatever his name was. He wanted
Mm-hmm.
the movie to be a serious, dark movie. But then Marvel's making all his money off these kind of funny movies, and so the studio recuts the first Suicide Squad movie, reshoots some stuff to make it more funny, like a Marvel movie, and then so it looks completely different. They did the same thing with Josh Snyder's Justice League. You know, he leaves because he had a family tragedy. He leaves, and then here comes the studio hiring Josh Whedon to give it the Avengers treatment. And all the characters all of a sudden don't act like their DC counterparts that are supposed to act like. And it's like, what the hell? I mean, look, I don't like the Justice League movie. The one that came out in theaters was terrible. The Snyder cut is a little less terrible. It's still terrible because it's 4 hours long. That's ridiculous. If you're making a movie that's 4 hours long, you're doing movies wrong. No movie has to be 4 hours long. But Snyder likes to just creatively like jizz all over the screen with slow mo shots and all these epic looking shots that don't add anything to the movie most of the time. And so you've got 4 hours of nonsense, and it's just like, ugh. Like just the whole Snyderverse thing would have been better if just do what Marvel did. Do some separate movies first, then bring them all together into like one big team movie. Or at the very least, I would have done, put my producer hat on, I would have done like TV shows for The Flash, for Cyborg, and maybe Aquaman or something. Because everyone knows who Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are. Everyone knows who they are. You don't need to do movies on them first. But all the other characters in the team, I would have done TV shows, like 10-episode TV shows, one after the other, that leads into Justice League the movie. That way, you could have solved all these problems. Well, Snyder's the kind of director that I think he thinks visuals first, story second. Those are problems there too. But the whole idea for this movie was just super simplistic, but made poorly. Like 4 hours. I watched that shit in one sitting. I'm like, never again. Like there are good things in it, but there are parts where you're like, why the hell? This is why this should have been in the movie. I can see why that wasn't in the movie because it's too damn. You know what I mean? It's just like and make everything so damn dark. Like Batman's dark, great. Superman's not dark. Wonder Woman's not dark. So like making everything fucking like Kevin Nolan dark doesn't work, man. Like no one at DC knows what these characters are. Superman is like the most relevant character they have right now. An immigrant from another world who comes to our world. Like it has to deal with being an immigrant, strange person in a strange land. Like that is the most relevant thing today. But they don't know how to use Superman. Like hello, the allegories are all over the world right now.
The one thing I always touched on, what they left out, and you know what I'm about to say. The trademark fucking curl. The motherfucker. They let the motherfucking curl out, goddammit. The trademark Superman curl. They left it. They left it, man. And I'm like, dude, that's not Superman. That is a motherfucker in some drawers and a tight suit.
Okay. But that's not gonna make the movie any better with the curl in his hair.
Shit, it'd make it better for me.
And look, I like, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I like Man of Steel for origin, because here's the thing. I tell everybody who complains about Man of Steel is not a Superman movie. That's why it's called Man of Steel. It's Clark Kent learning how to become Superman. Okay? That's why there's all this devastation, and he kills somebody because he has to learn all of those heroic traits we know and love from Superman. He has to learn that shit. You don't just grow up being Superman. He has to learn that. But the Man of Steel movie, Kal-El gets into his first fight ever, with an army of genetically created super soldiers. So yeah, there's gonna be devastation. Plus, he goes rage monster because his mom gets smacked around a little bit. Like people don't understand that this is like Superman year one, basically. That's what Man of Steel was, essentially. It's like the origin of how Clark Kent / Kal-El becomes Superman, or the actions in this movie. So I dug that movie. I did not like how dark it was as far as the actual visuals. Like they could go in there and color correct that movie. I've seen it online. You can go online and find Superman scenes from Man of Steel color corrected to be more bright and colorful, and it looks fantastic. It looks like a Superman character slash movie. That's all you had to do is recolor that fucking movie, and it would be a Superman movie because all the earmarks of like storytelling are there, along with the senseless shots of just cool shots that don't mean anything because that's what Snyder does. But like the story's there, the characterization's there. Again, if you look at it as a year one Superman movie, most fans go, "That's not my Superman," and you're right, it's not. It's year one. Damn it! Like, come on, like understand how stories work, please. Just like the new Batman movie, The Batman, long as fuck, but I enjoyed it because it's actually a detective movie, which Batman's supposed to be a detective. But it's also like Batman in year two. They even tell you in the movie, it's the second year of being Batman, which is why he's not called Batman. He calls himself Vengeance or whatever it is. So, you know what I mean? But then people want to complain, no, it's not Batman. It's like, oh my God, shut up.
Oh my God, shut up. Actually, okay. All right. So, question another question. What are your favorite name every character in the movie in the Justice League movie, right? And attach an actor that you wanted to play, that you wanted in the movie for Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I'll give mine too.
Go for it. Yeah, let me hear yours first.
All right, for Superman, man, they could have got somebody bigger because Superman was big, a monster, right? They could have got somebody more younger, and a little bit more younger, what I'm saying, and more. See, all the women love Superman, right? All the women love Superman. You can't. Come on, tell the truth. Everybody loves Superman. All the women love Superman.
I think people love Superman because he's like that boy next door, not because he's like hot.
Well, yeah. I no. I wouldn't. I'll get somebody that got some talent in acting. Like put shit. Yeah, keep you as Superman. Fuck him. Fuck that. Batman. Yeah, Batman. Batman. You could have gotten a lot of other characters that could have played Batman, but I like Ben Affleck. But he's not. Ben Affleck is soft to me as a person. Get somebody that has that ass kicking mentality, that look to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like dude from what's his name? That was in that movie. He could play the part. I think he could play the part. Right? I forget his name. He was in a movie called shit. Fuck it. Just keep that one. I can't remember the movie they
No,
played in.
I'm terrible at names too, so don't feel bad. I'm terrible at names out there.
All right, Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman, right?
Uh,
Man, they could have had a female bodybuilder play Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman was built. You know what I'm saying? And she was sexy built. You know what I'm saying? Sexy built.
mhm.
She wasn't big like She-Hulk. You know. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want to say
yeah.
that.
No, she's athletic. She's
Yeah,
athletic.
yeah.
Like I think of Wonder Woman. So look at like the Wonder Woman movie that the two have come out. I would think there's got to be at least one of those background actors who can act just a little bit and would be better than Gal Gadot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
A lot
they
of a
got
lot of
the
the a lot of the actresses in the who played Amazons look more Wonder Woman than Gal Gadot does.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But
They should have
but
got
I understand why they don't do that because they're not going to spend $100+ million on a film with some chick who's never acted before. You have to have stars in these movies. That's Hollywood's thinking, and it's kind of been true for most of the time. Now Gal Gadot is not a huge star by any stretch of the imagination, but I think she's known enough that she was a good gamble, and it's paid off.
I would say
The,
put Angelina Jolie in that,
hell
and
no,
Wonder Woman.
she's too old. Angelina
Shit,
Jolie's skinny as
can't they?
fuck.
Can't,
You know,
can't,
Jolie is like a scarecrow. Number one, she
hey,
makes Angelina Jolie makes Gal Gadot look buff.
yeah, you're
That
right,
woman, have you seen her lately, dude?
you're right.
Oh
Yeah,
hell
yeah.
no! Like
Look, look.
10 years ago, maybe, but not now. Oh god, no.
Nah, ho. She
She,
got the fat. She got the biggest lips though. Shit, I could do something with
I
them
don't
lips.
care.
But anyway,
Yeah,
shit.
scarecrow.
But she was my white, you know, dream catch back then. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, during her
Her.
Tomb Raider days, she was hot as hell. Don't get me wrong. I'm right with you during the Tomb Raider days, but now, no, no.
Okay. All right, all right. How about how about Tomb Raider Angelina Jolie
Yeah, that's what I'm
as
saying.
Wonder Woman? They could have
Yeah,
done they could have done that. At least
yeah.
brought the movie out at that time. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
I think she was. I think they went after her back in the day, but I mean, it probably would have sucked because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Like Marvel has set the tone for how to do this, and DC has gone out of their way to not do it. We're not going to do what Marvel's doing. We don't want to make $1 billion. We're going to fuck around, make Batman movies, and fuck everything else up completely. That's Disney's way of doing things right now. Or I'm
Well,
sorry,
look,
Warner Brothers.
I tell you this. I tell you this. Anybody could play Batman, and Batman supporters will fucking buy it. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
Anybody could play Batman and edit. Oh, as Batman, let me go suck his dick. Get out of here, man. Come on. Let's tell the truth. You know
no
what I
one be a
mean?
good Batman. Um, shit. Okay, so in Captain America, the guy who plays Crossbones,
Mm-hmm.
what's his name? Rumley in the movies.
Yeah, yeah.
That dude would be a dope Batman.
Yeah, that would. You know who could play Wolverine? Tom Hardy. Tom
Oh
Hardy,
hell
bro.
yeah, Tom
Tom
Hardy
Hardy.
he'd be perfect for Wolverine.
You know what's crazy? They trying to get the dude from fucking Harry Potter to play fucking Wolverine. Are
No,
you
they're
out
not.
your
They're not.
damn mind?
No, they're not. They're not trying. The fans want that dude. I don't know why, but like, who is the guy? Um, the Kingsman movies. The young dude, Exy, whatever his name is. That's the guy who's actually in talks to play Wolverine from the Kingsman. That
See,
young dude.
they gotta do Wolverine some justice. I mean, Hugh Jackman looked the part of Wolverine, but he was too
Actually,
tall.
he's way too tall. Like too tall and too buff. Technically, like Wolverine should be stocky, but not like sinewy, muscular. Like he should look like you could take him, but then he whoops your ass because he's Wolverine. Like that's I kind of how I look at Wolverine. Like he should be built, but not just like I don't want to see every muscle in his body. You know what I mean? Like no,
See,
no who look good as Wolverine, but he's too old now. Is the metal singer Danzig. You know who Danzig is? He's a
Still,
rocker. That dude looks just
okay.
like fucking Wolverine. But like
Shit.
in the 80s and early 90s, he'll been fine, but now he's just too old. But you want someone like Danzig. He was like muscular, but not cut. And he was
Yeah.
short and stocky. And I was like, dude, that's fucking Wolverine. Every time I see him, I see that dude at cons all the time in the 80s, like, that's fucking Wolverine right there. Fuck yeah. Like,
You know who I wanted to play who I wanted to play 5 o'clock. Um some damn they should have brought that damn Gambit movie out. God damn it. They should have brought that
no,
damn Gambit movie out, man.
no, no.
They should have had him, man. They should
Not
at
with
least run
Channing,
with it.
with Channing Tatum. He was gonna
No.
freaking star and direct that movie, dude. He
No,
was the one to make that.
I'm talking about put another actor in there. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Yeah.
Say,
Okay. Yeah, like
what the hell?
put somebody that's young, that You know what I'm saying? Put somebody that's young with that's athletic. You know what I'm saying?
We need somebody with athleticism, but
Yeah,
charisma. Charisma is number one. Acting chops are number one. You can fake the fight scene shit. You need somebody who has some charisma and acting chops. And that
yeah.
I don't know who that is right now. Like I don't know who you make uh make Gambit right now. I have no idea because like that would be a hard character. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen fan I've actually seen a fan movie of him of Gambit. I've actually seen that, and it came out kind of good. I actually seen the fan movie of what's his name, Red Robin, something like that. The one that
uh,
the dude that played Robin, the one that played Robin in the comic books, in the
okay.
books, and he's the Red Robin now, Red something like that.
Is it Red
Red,
Hood?
yeah, Red Hood, Red Hood. He's Red
Okay.
Hood now, right?
Yeah.
And I seen that that trailer. It's like a 20-minute movie thing, fan
Yeah.
movie.
Uh
Yo, that shit was hot because of the way they did it. You know what I'm saying? And I would say get like allow somebody that has the creativity to direct it with the co-director, with the leading director,
uh
and basically pick their brain. You know what I'm saying? Let them build this shit with you, so that way you'll see how creative these movies could come out. Because none of these movies that DC has done is worth the shit. To be honest with you, you know what I'm
but see,
saying?
you also have you have well, okay, so I've been able to meet and talk to a lot of people. So my local comic shop here, I'm in Gardena, California, but in Manhattan Beach, California, a city 3 miles away from me, it's a comic shop called the Comic Bug. Awesome comic shop. And for years they have brought in like guest speakers and like I helped co-found a creator group called the Sketchy Bugs. We're
Okay.
nationwide. We're nationwide, but most of us are in California, and we're all it's a collective of comic creators. And we would have Wednesday meetups on New Comic Day. We'd hang out at the back of the store, the Comic Bug, and hang out from like 5 to like 9 o'clock. And we just hang out and talk movies and comics and work on comics, whatever. But we'd also sometimes bring in Wednesday guests, um, speak comic creators and stuff. We'd have Saturday kind of group meetings where we bring in like industry people. We've had like Paul Dini in there. Like, we've had people like the Mask of the Phantasma crew came in there, rolled up on us and like hung out for a couple hours to talk to us about movies and anime and shit. Like we've had Dennis Cowan in there. We've had toy makers, etc. And one thing we found out from the guys who work at like DC's animation movies is that there's a very clear delineation, that's the right word, of or hierarchy, if you will, at Warner Brothers.
Hmm.
Filmmakers come first, like live action filmmaking, animation second, and then comics way down the bottom.
That's crazy.
So you have people making films on DC characters that don't read the comics or don't care. They're
That's
doing
why.
they're going to
That's
do their
why.
own thing because they don't give any kind of credence to those comic books. What they should do, in my opinion, Warner Brothers needs to hire like Paul Dini and like the animation producers and directors to direct their live action films. Most of the Warner Brothers DC animated films are really, really good. Like they got some really good. Those creators would do a better job than the guys are like Paul Dini would kick ass at Batman way better than I think Snyder could ever do. Because Paul Dini understands fucking Batman better than Paul Dini does, or the Snyder does. So but again, they don't. The filmmakers don't care about animators. Animators don't care about comic people. Or at least some of
That's
them don't. So
that. That is
that's the
exactly
thing.
why. Now you see what I said when I said A lot of them are don't give a fuck. Just like a lot of guys in this industry do not give a fuck about their product. They don't give a fuck about their product. They care a fuck about making money, and they will throw anything out there just to make some money. And
But see,
that
this is also why Marvel's the Disney Marvel MCU setup works better because and people disagree with me sometimes when I say this, but Kevin Feige runs the MCU and he has his producer lieutenants and whatnot, right? But if you're a director, like you're gonna do what Marvel tells you to do. You're not coming there talking about I want to do this, this, and this. They're like, nah, we got this. Point the fucking camera and help the actors act. We'll handle the rest. And usually, film is a director's medium. Director of all the power in film, usually. Not at Marvel. Nope. Feige and crew, they come up with how these movies are supposed to work. Your job as a director, they plug you in and make sure the train stays on the tracks from point A to point Z, and that's your job. Your creative input comes in, in the beginning, you might have some story element ideas, cool, but like your job is to direct the actors,
right.
okay? But Marvel sets the tone where DC and Warner Brothers are letting directors create the tone and the films, and it's not working for most of them. Like Wonder
That's
Woman
why.
was okay, but the second
That's
Wonder
why.
Woman sucked.
That's why I said, okay, and this is what's going to not going to this is what's going to make people mad, and I'm saying it like this. I'm gonna fuck. The Black Panther movie could have been done differently, better to me, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this: how can a white man depict black culture or tell a black story?
He didn't. That's Ryan Coogler, who was black in that movie.
No, no. Think about it. It was a white guy that did it, right? Hold up, was it?
No, it was not. Ryan Coogler's black.
Damn. Okay, well, fuck it then. My fault. I guess
The
I'm
right
fucking
the
my
the
fault.
writers were black, the actors were black, the director was black, the costume directors were black. That was a black movie. Now, of course, being Hollywood, they stuck a white guy in there for seasoning because white folks need somebody to look up to. But like that was a black movie made by black folks,
Okay, well, shit. Fuck it.
and
Well, I
that
didn't see that.
again, that's you have to thank Kevin Feige for that. Kevin Feige wanted to do Black Panther movie a long ass time ago. Remember, Kevin Feige wasn't in charge originally. Yeah, some guy named Paul Muter, something Paul Muter was a guy in charge of who makes what movies originally. Okay, and Feige worked under him. That guy did not want any lead female movies. He didn't want any lead black character movies. He put that shit, the nix on all that shit. It wasn't until Kevin Feige got the gig where he was controlling all the movies now that he got Black Panther made. That was the first thing Kevin Feige said, we're going to do Black Panther now that I'm in charge. And he did. He did the mostly black African cast. Again, black director, black writers, black, fucking the clothing designer people were all black. So, gotta give Kevin Feige his due for making that shit happen the right way for the most part. I don't, I like Black Panther's movie. I could have changed some things, but for the most part, I dug it.
The only thing I would change is Killmonger, right? Certain
Uh,
shit. Nigga, he didn't. Well, he didn't look. He didn't look appealing to me as Killmonger. To be honest with you, he didn't look like the comic book look. You know what I'm saying? I would say go more original with the comic book look than with your own look. But if that,
I'm fine with modernizing looks because M'Baku would have looked straight up racist as fuck. They use his costume from the comic book. Like the comic book, he's walking around in a white gorilla costume, basically, with his face open. It's super fucking racist. Like, I don't want to see that shit on screen. So I'm glad they changed stuff and modernized it. Um, and what's
No,
funny is
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the whole costume. I'm talking about his his trademark dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? Make them longer. You know what I'm saying? That's
I
because
mean,
that's what most black folks. You know what I'm saying? Wear. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna go full force, at least make us look the way we look. Modernize it.
they did modernize it. That Killmonger looks totally
More. You know what I'm
modern.
saying?
I mean, it's totally modern look. I mean, I'm
But
not
you
a
don't.
slave. I'm not a slave to everything being exactly like the comics. 'Cause remember, a lot of these characters are from a long ass time ago. Like, you know, I don't know if everybody wears the same Killmonger dreadlocks from that era than they do now. So,
Yeah. You go
but
down
again,
to Atlanta. You
but
go down to the south.
but
You see.
but it's yeah, okay. It's not the South though. He's
I
from
mean, you
another
could go
country,
down. I
but
know a guy that has the same dress as well, that looks
it's
like
Killmonger
Killmonger a
from the
little bit.
South. Killmonger in this story, anyway, is a American trained black ops soldier, but a dude from Wakanda. So, he ain't from the South. And look, high and tight, he's a military dude. So more high and tight would have been more his character. The fact that he had dreadlocks at all was cool to me. I'm like, great. Like, I'm good with this. Plus his costume, he wanted his costume to look like Vegeta from
Yeah, I
Dragon
like
Ball.
that. I like that.
That's
I go.
that's a cool idea. I like that idea that he did that. He made the costume designers put that costume together like that. So I mean, I'm cool with it. Like I'm cool with Black Panther's costume not looking like the comic book, also because it's again
Nah,
it's
it was
modern.
just too plain. It was just too plain to me. It's too plain. Yeah, yeah, I didn't like it. Too. No, I'm talking about the comic book. I'm not talking
Oh
about
no,
the.
exactly. That's why I mean, you have to look at it too, though. So like when people complain about the costumes all the time, to me, I'm like, look, comic book is one dimensional, right? It's flat. So these simple costumes work in a flat color context. When you shoot movies, you have things to deal with like lighting and backgrounds, and so you need costumes that have textures that light will catch, so that they will film better in a 3D matter because you're shooting in 3 dimension. Really, you're not shooting flat like a comic book. So people are like, oh, Captain Marvel's costume is different. It has to be. Like, you can't do the same costume. The X-Men's costumes would look terrible. The comic costume would look terrible on screen because they would look too flat and simple. Like, no one walks around costumes like that in real life. And again, these movies are made for everybody, not just comic book fans. So while they
And
could
that's
do a
why.
better version of them, I think you still have to do something more realistic.
That's why. See, now that's where we're getting at. Like the Deadpool. Deadpool, they did good with that. They did good with that. They did real
Oh
good
yeah,
with that.
totally. Yeah.
They did real good with that.
Yep.
Like the Gambit. Remember Gambit and Wolverine Origins,
Uh,
where he was. I just the way they did him. Oh,
here's a problem
Gambit.
with Gambit. Here's on Gambit's costume because everybody wants to see the Jim Lee 1990s costume. That costume, I've seen that costume cosplayed, and it looks silly as fuck in real life to me. I don't like it at all. I've seen people do real good versions of it, but I don't think that costume would not make sense in the real world. People look at a costume and like it's he would not be taken seriously in that outfit. I don't think so. Like on screen, like fans might like it because it's Jim Lee's costume, yay! But like the Joe Public look at it and go, what the fuck is that? What's he wearing? Like it looks silly as shit. I hope when he comes on screen eventually, they tweak it to make it look better. Like even in the comics, to me, it looks haphazard and thrown together. It's not Jim Lee's best work at all,
No,
as far as costume designs go.
I would say we go a little bit recent. I say we go a little bit recent where he's wearing the silver boots and everything, where he's looking more modern. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay,
his
I haven't
hair
seen
is
some of that. Yeah.
yeah, like at least give him his due. You know what I'm saying? Make him more, modern to me. The way they did him, it just gave him a motherfucking top hat and a white shirt, and didn't give him his. It's just wrong to me, and
Well,
that's why,
whole movie was wrong. So that wasn't that just one wrong move after another.
like the Deadpool, they fucked up. They fucked up Ryan Reynolds that movie, man. They didn't give like that's what I'm saying, man. Like and even
Well, you feel like
Sabretooth.
Deadpool?
No, I'm talking about the Deadpool in the Wolverine Origins
Oh, of
thing.
course. That was awful. The
Dog,
whole movie was
he
awful though. That wasn't the only problem that was awful. The movie sucked.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like they could have done more with the Wolverine Origins movie. They could have even put Dakin in the goddamn movie. Dakin was a monster. I read the whole Wolverine series, the whole origin of Wolverine, man. Like they could have put Dakin in the story. At least put him in there a little bit and have him, fighting his daddy, and you know what I'm saying, like they did
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean, when you're gonna, I mean, again, the origin was terrible. Like we all know that just from jump, that wasn't a good movie. But again, people know what they're fucking doing, making movies about characters they don't know nothing about, and there you go. Like the
right.
now the Wolverine was a much better movie. Still
Yeah,
wasn't
of
the
course, of
best, but
course.
it was a much better movie. Like
Yeah,
that one,
yeah,
I
yeah,
like that one.
yeah.
Um,
It's just
Silver Samurai is pretty lame, but like other than that, it's a good movie.
I say if they're gonna bring Wolverine back out, I say they put Tom Hardy as the man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. I say put Tom Hardy, buff him up a little something, something, and put some claws on him. There you go, Wolverine
But see,
again.
I kind of like the I think his name's Taron Egerton is who they're talking to, the kid from Kingsman. Kind of like that guy only because he's younger. Like they're going to probably skew much younger to all these characters, I'd imagine, so that you would
Mm-hmm.
have them for like 3, 4, 5 movies, right? That's probably what they're going to do, I'd imagine. Um,
They're going.
I
They're
just
going. They're going more towards PG-13 type shit. They're not going towards rated R type shit.
well, yeah, but X Men doesn't need to be rated R.
No,
Um,
no, no.
so
That's what they're going to do. I already know they're going to do that. PG
oh yeah,
13 for the kids. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
They geared towards more of the children. You know what I'm saying?
But you want
With their
younger
movie.
actors so they can put them in more movies. Like you don't
Yeah, of
hire the
course.
35-year-olds, and then they age out in like 6 years. You can't have them,
Yeah.
because they have to do their own movies, right? You have to need X-Men movies. You have to do the eventual X-Men versus the Avengers movie, or X-Men versus Fantastic Four, or something like that. They got so many movies to mine from so many miniseries and storylines that I can see them going younger. I just want them to do newer characters. I don't want to see Jean. Okay, I don't want to see Iceman, Cyclops, Jean, or Beast at all. Like just fuck those characters altogether. Uh
I,
I'm fine with
I
Wolverine. I'm fine with Storm. But like you, I want to see,
more
um
characters, more new
more
characters.
more characters,
Like
you know.
in the Avengers, put Wolverine in the motherfucking shit. God damn. Like okay, like put
But no,
Deadpool in the god in the
but
Avengers.
keep Wolverine separate. Come on, Wolverine in the X-Men movies or his own movies, so they can then cross over with like X-Men versus the Avengers. Big event movie, you know what I mean? I remember
Yeah,
that shit
true that,
came
true
out
that, true that.
that like it's like early, like late '80s, early '90s, something like that. I think it's late '80s when they did the first X-Men versus the Avengers comic with Mark Silvestri drew that shit. I was like in love with that book. It was so fucking awesome. So it's a big ass deal, you know. They
They
barely
should
ever rarely crossed over. So when they fight each other, you're like, oh shit, Captain America
they
versus
should
Wolverine. Oh shit. Oh my
they should
god.
have they should have they should have Wolverine versus Hulk. That series right there.
Right. Oh hell
Dog,
yeah.
that would be fucking crazy. Like I would say, because if you look at it like this, you know what I'm saying, to really make some money, man, that would be the most accurate, coolest series you could think of. Wolverine versus Hulk and put the actual scenes in it that you got to get to see, put it on a big screen that you got to see from the comics, dog, that
Yeah.
should have make more money than people think, man.
And
And
Rogue fighting Captain Marvel and taking her
yeah,
powers.
and you know this crazy thing is too, they made a Hulk all soft. They made him soft. They didn't make him like the original Hulk is. You know what I'm saying? Like they made
Well,
him like
he was the original Hulk for the first two movies, and then they made him fucking Smart Hulk.
they
But
made him a
Smart Hulk wasn't a rage monster. He was smart. He didn't he didn't do a lot of fighting with his fists in those comics. You know what I mean? Like
they.
the problem with
I'm
Hulk
a,
is he's either smart or he's dumb.
I was
That's his two forms. He's Smart Hulk or Dumb Hulk. That's all you get out of Hulk. That's why
I
Hulk to
would
me is
say
not that great a character.
I would say see this is how you tweak Hawk, man. I would say they made him from a beast to a bitch. Be honest. They made him from a beast to a bitch. And to be honest, like I just that's why I can't stand Hawk nowadays. Like they made him into this fucking beast knocking everything over, just knocking boy, destroying everything to oh smart Hawk. I'm a bitch now. I'm a very bitch. I'm a big bitch. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like the nigga don't want to fight. That's what we know him to be. Knock somebody's teeth out, knock somebody's head off, please. You know what I'm saying? Beat somebody ass. Something. You know what I mean? They got these characters so it's just like Thor. I never had a I never had a I never had a thing. I always I never liked Thor. Never really understood him. Understood like I just never got it. Like Thor make me want to throw up. To be honest with you, you know what I mean?
My problem with Thor was so when they first developed Thor, it was like we don't want to make him a god. So essentially, what they did in the film was he's an alien that lives a very long time, and they have really cool science that looks like magic. Okay, what? Like just just allow gods to exist. He's a god. Cool. Be done with it. It been super easy. And it's like, no, we're gonna make him realistic and relatable. No, he's a god. And that's why he's interesting because he's a god. Hang around with
Ex-
humans. Like
exactly.
that's the interesting part. I'm hanging out with humans, but I don't have to. But like, whatever. Um,
Like
I think James Gunn and Taika Waititi from Ragnarok director have made him vastly more interesting. And I've never been a big fan either. I've never had an affinity for Thor, but I like the MCU version of Thor way better because I like Hemsworth.
hmm
He brings some comedy and some fun to the character, particularly Ragnarok. That movie's fucking hilarious. I can't wait to see Love and Thunder because I think Taika Waititi has cracked the code to make the character of Thor interesting, and they lean
right,
into comedy because Hemsworth's a
right.
funny dude. You know, he's
hmm
not super serious. So yeah, let him be funny. That's great. Like this god is running around being a dork and bro. My daughter called him Bro Thor from uh, the last Infinity War movie where he's all chubby and shit.
hmm
That shit was
Yeah,
hilarious. I love that shit, man. Like this is
right.
great. So
I would right like
the
I would
start wasn't
say
great, but he's okay now.
I would say have a character like take I'm sorry, but take Black Widow and Hawkeye out. They I'm sorry, bro. Like Hawkeye and I'm just I can't take it no more. Just kill me today. You know what I mean? Because
okay, you have to look at it. So they've been the same characters in the films as in the comics, where you look at them and go, "Why in the hell are they here? They can't do anything special." But they those characters allow the Avengers to technically move amongst the general public. Like Captain America can't walk in the general public in his costume and everybody be cool with that. They're like Captain America. Like Hawkeye and Black Widow can go undercover. They can be in public because no one knows the fuck they are really because they're spies. And they look technically fairly generic out of costume. So like general people. So they're useful in that context. But on screen, you're like, dude, she has guns and like light up sticks, and she's actually beating people with those. What? Um,
You would never see
but
that
you
shit in
know,
the real life, beating somebody up with a fucking stick. You have to be a fucking mixed martial artist to do that shit, man.
it's like a
And you
taser
got
stick. It's like a fancy
exactly,
taser stick. So okay, um,
and
but
that's
like,
this, and this is what I'm saying. Like Iron Man, you'll never see an Iron Man in day in your life. You never see it. Never see it. I'm like, give me something original. Give me something real. Something that people can relate to. Like to me, this to me, like that's why I had a problem with Black Panther. To me, that's not real African fucking culture. That's not the real African culture. That's not our culture. You mean some? You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't see that. Like that's not our real original culture, man. And that's why I didn't really, and it's crazy. Man, I got on a lot of black folks for doing this, where they jumped so highly and went crazy for Black Panther, right? But what about when Spawn was out? Y'all didn't go crazy for that. What about Blade was
but
out? Y'all didn't go crazy for
Spawn's
that.
not black culture. He's a black dude who worked for
He's
the
a black
government murdering
character.
folks. He's a
He's a
black
black
guy.
character.
He's a black character who runs around murdering folks for the government. He's an assassin. That's not a culture. That's not black culture either. He's a black character. Not a black culture about Spawn
That's what I'm
at
saying.
all.
Black character. Black character. At least support him. He didn't make that much money. Like Blade. Blade was the
But Spawn's movie
first
sucked. Okay, it's bad. So don't die.
because
That movie cost like $5. Like whatever. The movie's terrible. Like had they spent
that's what
some
I'm
money
saying.
and got some real actors, then that's a whole other story. But like
But
they
hold
didn't
up,
spend
but
no
hold
money
up.
on a movie.
But hold up. Michael J. White though, he was a great actor in that movie, man.
No, he's not.
Michael Yeah, see what Michael
He's
J.
a
White?
fantastic martial artist. He is not a good actor. Let's just be honest.
Alright,
I,
all right,
have
we'll
you
see.
seen any other movies with him in there? Because he's not good. He'll kick my ass. He's a great martial artist, but he's not a good actor. But I'll give his
Alright.
props for fighting.
They talking about putting Jamie Foxx as Spawn.
Yeah, heard that shit too. Like whatever.
That's
Look.
what I'm saying. They better
Let's
not
be
fuck.
honest. Let's be honest. Spawn's character is a mask and the cape and shit. The humanoid, the human guy could have been white, Mexican. It wouldn't have mattered. His shtick is in the costume doing all crazy shit that he does. No one gives a damn about who's under that costume. Because in the comic, they don't often show it. And when they do show it, he's got the hamburger face anyway. So that hamburger face could be anybody's face. Could be a white dude, a black dude. Like he's going to be costumed 90% of the movie anyway. You
I would
have to
just the
do it
reason why
right.
okay, it's like this. That's just like okay. Blade, they better not fuck Blade up, man. If they fuck Blade up, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Because Blade was my favorite ever. That's when I started getting into movies because I saw Blade,
Uh,
and Blade was the shit. They should have kept. See, man, they should have kept Wesley Snipes on that shit, man. Like they should keep Wesley Snipes as the new Blade, as the Blade, and he should allow him to raise somebody up as the next Blade.
but
And
he's like in his 50s, right? Or
right,
60s now? Like,
but
he's
you could
old.
but you could still at least have him as a role as Blade, right? Do something like they did with Like they did with fucking Batman. Have somebody raise him up like Batman Beyond. Have the original Batman, but
But
have him teaching the Batman from
but
Beyond.
you know why it's not going to happen?
Why?
Because Wesley Snipes is an asshole,
Shit.
dude. If you have the third movie, the listen to the director's commentary because they rip him a new one the entire time. How he was just a big ass jerk the entire. He wouldn't talk to the director or the other actors until they had these scenes. He would have people send notes to the director in between scenes. He would not come out of his trailer for hours just to piss the director off or the other actors. Like he was a pain in the ass to work with, which is why they never did a Force Blade movie. That's
They
just
did
the
a
real.
they did a third
That's just
one.
the
I think
real
they
deal.
did Blade Trinity.
That's the third movie.
They did
And
Blade
Blade
Trinity.
Trinity. They made 3 movies. Not a
Yeah,
fourth one,
Blade
they did
Trinity.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the third one. And that's the one where it came to a head where the studio was like done with this dude, man. Like, we're tired of this. He
But
pulled all
see,
kind of diva trips. You can't
but
pull diva trips where your movies don't make
that's the
$1 billion.
thing. Hollywood is ran by white motherfuckers. White assholish motherfuckers. You
But
put an
look,
asshole in an asshole, what you gonna get? An asshole.
but again,
You gonna get
he,
shit.
he's not making these movies. It's not his money he's spending,
You
right?
sure as hell spend
So so know
it.
your role, right? If you're the one getting hired to be in a movie and people ahead on top of you have all the money, maybe don't be an asshole and you do more
and
movies.
and that's
He got
why,
himself kicked out of that shit.
to be
I
honest
ain't
with you,
sad for him.
that's I think see Blade. I don't. To be honest with you, I feel like Blade is.
You have to remember too, all 3 of those movies were generally low budget productions. They weren't
Right,
$100 million productions. Okay, so they're
right.
not putting up his bullshit. For the low budget movie, he's not gonna go on an Avengers set with $200 million and be an asshole and not kick the fuck off. Like they ain't dealing with that shit. So
But see, that's the
that's all
thing.
there's to it.
That's the racist bullshit. You feel what I'm
It's
saying?
not
They
racial. If you're an asshole, I don't care if you're white and an asshole or black and an asshole. I don't want to deal with you. You're not
no no
making
no
it.
no no. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying like this. I'm saying like this. If you know one actor that can blow the roof off your fucking shit, that can make you even more money, you wouldn't put him in there.
If he's an asshole, probably not. That's just
So you gonna
making
risk.
movies is hard. It takes like 4 to 6 months, $100 million. Some of these movies, you don't make shit easy as possible, unless he is a huge, huge star, and
That's
he
what
is
I'm
not,
saying.
and he's
At
not
the
though.
no,
He's not a
I'm
huge,
not saying
huge
that.
star.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you have a huge star that blew the roof off, that people didn't want nothing but that character, but that person to play that character, and you risking people not watching your fucking movie if he's not in the movie.
Here's the thing: the box office has to be equal to or greater than the pain in the ass you become on a set. Look at Fast 10. Fast 10 just lost their director because of Vin fucking Diesel. But the studio picked Vin Diesel because his movies make fucking money. They're like, fuck off,
Exactly.
director. Vin Diesel makes his movies run, so you can go walk off the set. So yeah, this
That's what I'm
Fast
saying.
10, Fast 10 is going to cost upward of $300 million because the director walked because Vin Diesel was throwing his big dick energy around, right? Because he can. Director walks, and to hold your crew and your actors, it's costing like $3 million a day until they find a new director. Because Vin Diesel got the cachet like that. Because these movies make such fucking much money. But see, Snipes ain't got that kind of pull.
No, I'm
Never
saying
has. So,
I mean, he did have that pool when he was in Blade.
For these low budget ass movies. They were still low
It was
budget
a low
movies,
budget, but it still made money. Still made millions.
but it didn't make, you know. Look, go
That's
look at
cause see,
look
cause
at the
see,
receipts. He's not making Marvel MCU money, so like that's why he didn't do any more movies because they were tired of his ass and just
but
said, "Fuck it, we're not doing these anymore."
that's the problem.
And
You
it's not
see,
racism. It's he doesn't make the money
no,
necessary
I'm not saying it's
for them to
racism. I'm
put up with his
saying
bullshit.
no, I'm not saying it's racism. I'm saying like this. It's like okay. Do you have is how many black folks, black directors that you know that is really making, other than Jordan Peele, that's really making upward of $1 billion or maybe millions?
Well, Jordan Peele ain't made $1 billion yet either.
Well, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. That
No,
made millions,
but remember, he's making good money on like 6 million, 8 million, $10 million budget movies.
right?
Okay. So
But
again,
but
you
name one
know,
black director that is making that kind of money, that kind of money that he's making.
Ryan Coogler, who directed fucking Black Panther. So there's one.
Is he making that? He's making that money, right?
Yeah.
So okay, is that all his money?
Nope.
Because you have somebody that's over top of him, that is over top of him, that he's, and that's not all his money. If that's not all his money,
Exactly. It's not all right. It's not all Peele's money either. He's not self financing them movies. He's got investors and studios involved in that shit. But the thing is, Peele can do what he wants to do because his budgets are so low. He's doing low budget genre movies. So
yeah, you're right.
you get to do what you want. Give him $100 million budget. Oh, he's gonna have a whole lot of executives in his ear constantly because the budget's now humongous. You have to remember, like when you do a movie, the budget between the budget to make the film and the advertising budget to promote the film is all considered the budget. You're gonna need to make double your budget to break even for a studio. So when you consider the ticket price of money is not all the studio's money. So like the first like month or so, depending on the studio, like the Disney or Warner Brothers, they're going to take like 80% of the ticket prices, right? And a longer a movie lasts in a theater, the more it swings towards the theater getting more of the money. So
See
like a
that?
movie runs like 3 months or longer, it's going to average around half by the time the movie's done in a theater if it's like 3 months or longer. So again, that's why the theorem is the studio has to make double their budget to break even. So a $200 million movie has to make $400 million in box office worldwide to break even. That's why you have all these executives and bean counters in your ear with notes and everything else because that's a huge investment that
And
they are not going to let anybody just fuck off, basically.
I can guarantee that I can guarantee that there's somebody at the top of that money, that top of that boat, that 200 million you just said, that's making more money than fucking actors and directors and producers.
Again, the producers work for the studio, so or the execs above the producer. So, the producer is the active producers. I'm sure share in and receipts, but they also get paid a regular salary to be producer, or like there's head of
And
the
I
studio who hires producers. Those producers find scripts to make and then produce them. So yeah, so your big name producers, um, like I'm sure Feige probably gets some money out of every movie that's made out there in Marvel. Yeah, but he's running the whole ship though too. So
no, I'm saying okay, okay. There's a big pie of Marvel and DC, Marvel comics, right? Marvel movie MCU, right?
yeah.
How much of that pie? I know the actors get a lump sum of that money, right?
But they get a
Lump sum.
paycheck, and then the big names get points, which basically they get money for percentages off of usually gross revenue. Like what's his name? Robert Downey Jr. for Infinity War probably clocked in about $60 million.
Shit,
His
I could do a
paycheck,
lot with that
his,
shit.
his paycheck plus his gross receipts points rather after the movie came out. So, but not everybody gets points. Not everybody gets the same amount of points. Um, I don't think the other Avengers got points. Robert Downey Jr. is like the character that makes the whole thing work. So he gotta get points. I don't know if like Chris Evans got points or not. Probably not. But he probably got a couple $1 million, like $3-4 million being a movie. So
I
also not
mean,
bad. But
shit. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. I could do a lot with that 60 million. Goddamn shit,
right,
do a whole world of
exactly.
trouble. Get in the whole world of trouble with it. Gamble it. Nah, I'm joking. But nah, I was just saying, like, I would just say, I just think that they should do more with those movies, man. I just think they should do more.
Well, I
Be
mean,
more
what
creative.
is more? What's more? Because here's the thing: more. You're talking about more on screen. More costs money. Now, if you're talking about more, is like far as the storylines go, then okay. But
Yeah, storylines. I'm not talking
but
about more as in
but
on
again,
screen.
you're
Because I know
making
they're
these
limited. I
movies.
know it's limited.
You're making movies for the general public. You have to keep that in mind. Well, you want some fan service because again, fans are the reason these characters are popular. There's reasons why they're making movies on them. But again, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and less than a billion read comic books. Let's just say American
Mm,
comics. Let's say American comics in general. Like I think less than a billion people every month are reading anything at Marvel. So
I
their
would
sales
say,
definitely show that they're not selling a billion comic books. That's for damn sure.
yeah. But this is where you get it wrong. You can go to the mall, right? I say go to. I use this terminology all the time. Go to the mall, right? Go to the mall. Put your shit out there, right? You'll see how many people. Okay, how many people go in and out of the mall every day, or anywhere big crowds there?
Mm-hmm.
How many people go in and out of that mall each and every day?
I don't know, probably a lot, but what's the point though?
But 90%, okay, out of all those people, maybe 90, maybe 70%, hmm, of those people are into comic books. You may not know it because a lot of them, nobody goes up to them or even ask or even have nothing that's really quality enough. Marvel and DC shit hasn't been quality since what?
Okay, so honestly, I disagree with that. 9% of people walking through the mall already do not read or like comics. They might like superheroes,
Uh
which run a
huh.
gamut. Hold on, but that runs a gamut from comics, cartoons, films, okay, novels, everything encompassing
But
superheroes,
my
but
brother,
not
you gotta
comics because the
see.
comic industry does not make enough money to support the idea that 9% of America
See
likes
my
comic books.
see my brother, see you my brother, you gotta have something that catch the eye of the people, my brother. See, you gotta have something that catch the eye of the people. Once the eye is caught and they see what they like, they're gonna go get it. You know what I'm
But you
saying?
have to you
See.
have to understand though, the comic book industry in this country, or comic books as a publication or a form of literature slash art, is not and never has been as big as it is in say Japan or Korea or even in Europe. Okay,
But whose fault
the
is that?
mainstream, but no, that's just it's a cultural thing. Okay, Marvel can spend
Yeah.
$1 billion a year shoving comics in everybody's faces. It doesn't matter. Americans are not comic book people.
Well,
It's
see,
still wildly considered a kids thing by the general public. And until that changes,
mm,
which means it
no.
has to be, you'd have to get comics into grade schools, junior highs, high schools, college
That's what I'm
for
saying. You
for the
have to have.
next 50 years, baby.
See,
And
that's
then what you're gonna find though is the majority of people are gonna probably not read superhero books, but read other stuff, other genres.
let's put it like this. Everybody wants to fly, right? Everybody wants to
What?
be a superhero. You ask anybody, you ask some
But no,
people,
everybody doesn't
what?
want to be a superhero. That's the thing.
No, but ask them, ask somebody, what's the one superpower that they always wanted? I want to fly, or I want to have laser beams coming out my eyes, or something like that. But that's what I'm saying, bro.
But
We
that
can,
doesn't mean they want to be. Doesn't mean they want to be superheroes.
but that is what we're.
Doesn't
That's
mean they
what
want to
we.
read superhero comics.
But that's
Like
what.
I would like to fly too. Had nothing to do with comic books.
But that is
That'd be
what
some
we're.
dope ass ability. That'd be fun to have.
that is what
Nothing to do
we.
with comic books whatsoever.
But that is what we're here for. We're here to turn that shit around. We're here to turn that shit around and bring the culture of comics to the people. That's just plain laziness to me. That's just plain
What's
laziness.
laziness? What's laziness?
That people don't have the comic book culture in their eyes. I say put it in their motherfucking face. I say give it. I say throw it right at their motherfucking ass. I say put it on their head, dump it on them motherfuckers. Because I
Okay.
say it like this: do what Marvel does. Yeah, yeah. Marvel makes money off of that shit. Put it in a month, gagging on the goddamn shit. You practically fucking see the shit every day. Do what they
Don't no,
do.
don't get it twisted. The MCU makes money. Marvel Comics does not. As far they're not. You take the receipts from the film unit and the comic unit, and it's vastly different. Comics
I would say
in
still
America
do it.
don't sell great anymore. They just don't. But the bubble of the '90s ended in the late '90s. Your average comic might sell 30,000 and be a success now. That's a
See,
success now.
you got to be
Not
able to
not
market
the
though.
million
You got to
or
be
3 million that they sold in the '90s.
that's the thing. You got to be able to market. You got to be able to have an eye. You have to have something that catches the eye of the people
Okay, but
that really
but see,
that they
again,
can relate to. That's what I'm
you're trying to
saying.
sell something to people who basically like okay,
You got to be able to.
if America as a whole is your audience, you have to realize that most of them don't want your product.
You got to be able
How
to
much
talk.
how much money are you willing to spend to throw a product at someone, something that they don't want? 'Cause remember, your sales must be more than your advertising budget, or you lose money.
You
Like
got to be
again,
able.
your
That's
your
what I'm.
average comic costs roughly $6,000 to produce one issue. That's just talent costs across the board. Your writer, pencil, inker, colorist, letterer, editors. Okay, roughly $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
Printing cost is super cheap because you print like 10,000 copies, you'll get them for like probably 40 cents a book or less. But most of them are being sold in comic shops. So a $5
No,
comic,
no, 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 no.
you're not making $5 off that shit. Okay.
But brother, see, that's the thing. You got to be able to sell. You got to be a salesman. You got to be a hustler.
Okay.
Because, but
And selling costs money. Selling
hold up.
costs
But
money.
hold
You
up, bro.
can't
But hold
publish
up.
it and throw it out there and hope it
But,
sells.
but hold up, bro. Hold on. You got to be able to hustle. I'm a hustler, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hustler. You got to be able to hustle. You got to be able to talk to the people. You got to be able to dip and dabble. You got to have the gift of gab, baby. You got to be able to get in, get out where you fit in. You got to put your foot in, put your foot out, and go around the ring, around the rosy. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to small talk. You got to be able to look him in the eye and small talk and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? What's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? I got this thing. You know what I mean? And talk to him, tell him about the story. You know what I'm saying? Talk to him, entice them a book. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay,
But
like a
Marvel,
stripper, like a stripper. Think about it like a stripper. Okay, think about it like a stripper. All right, you come in the goddamn thing. You sit down. She gonna come up to you. Because she dollar sign. You know what I'm saying? She's shaking that ass in front of you. What you gonna do? You want to sit there? You gonna it's gonna get Tyson to you. She's gonna be shaking that ass, shaking that damn thing, shaking the damn thing, shaking the titties, the ass, and everything. What you gonna do? You gonna it's gonna make you want to throw money at it, right? Then be honest, be honest.
Okay, who do you expect
But come
Marvel
on,
to
come on.
hire to shake their ass at somebody? Who seriously, metaphorically, of course, but who? How do you? That's small time thinking. Marvel's a giant corporation who don't have time to be kissing babies and shaking hands 24/7.
But
You got you
that's
got you got a
see,
hundred
but
books they're publishing a month. You don't have
see we
time.
we
That's
got
what
to
social
recruit.
media is for. That's what
See
Comic
that
Con appearances are for. Marvel's big enough to publish shit. You're going to see it without them having to advertise it.
because
You're going
Marvel
to see it anyway because they're Marvel.
because
They're
Marvel is
everywhere.
because Marvel is on its way to fuck out. Marvel is almost about to be dead.
Marvel ain't
They're on
going
his last
nowhere.
leg.
They're not going anywhere because Disney has all the money in the world to keep them around
Yes,
for 50 billion years.
yeah.
They're not
That's the
going anywhere.
MCU. That's the MCU.
As
But the comic books is dead.
where are they
But well,
mining
some of them,
stories from? They're mining
some of them
stories
dead.
from the comics. So the comics are IP farms for the MCU. So the comics will keep going as long as they continue to give fodder for new stories for films.
Okay, fuck Marvel then. Fuck Marvel. Let's talk about us indie guys. You know what I'm saying? Us indie creators. You know what I'm saying? We on a budget. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
But you may be on a budget, but you got to be able to sell. You got to be able to talk to the people. You got to be able to look the motherfuckers in the eye and say you want to buy this thing one day. I know you will. You got to be able to sell it to them. You got to be able to sell your drawers to them. God damn it! You got to be able to
I
put
do that.
that
I
put
do
the
that now. I do that now. But again, on a budget.
yeah
So, for
you on a
example,
budget.
I
You,
haven't I haven't done a con outside of I've gone as far as like Arizona and Nevada, and of course California where I live. I have money to go to Chicago or New York or Dallas or DC. I don't have that kind of money, so I'm on the social media hawking my wares, right? Because that shit's free. I don't have a budget for advertising and all other jazz, right?
I get
So
what you're
because of
saying
my
though. I get
because
what
of
you're
my
saying though.
budget, I only put so many books out a year because of my budget. Marvel doesn't have that problem. They have what's called they have what's called recognition, like
Yeah, true that.
industry wide recognition. They know who you are. They're in the mall at Disney Plus or at clothing stores with fucking Wolverine t-shirts and X-Men shoes and shit everywhere. Licensed material because they're that big, right? Which is why they're not uh, you know glad handing and talking it up individuals because the licensing materials do it for them. Everyone like you're 90% people like comics thing. No, it doesn't work. What you can say though is you can go. You can easily say 90% of the world knows who Spider Man is. You can say
Uh,
that, and you'd be
yes, you
right.
can. Yes, you can
You can,
say what I'm
yeah,
saying.
exactly. But
That's if
but
you
does that equate to sales? No, and that's the problem. You want to somehow link that exposure to sales,
see, but
and
that's the
everybody
thing.
knows them.
That's up to you. They may like your product, but
No,
you got to be able
but
to
see,
sell it to them.
okay, okay, look this way. Spider-Man: No Way Home just made a shit ton of money in the theaters, right? Billion plus dollars, whatever. It's one of the highest grossing movies ever in the history of American cinema or worldwide cinema. Did sales spike over in the comic industry? No. A hit movie does not mean hit comic sales. Why? Because some people who go to a movie and love a movie don't give a fuck about a comic book. And that's just culture. It's not that they're not seeing Marvel comics because they're seeing fucking movies.
That
And they
is
know the
laziness.
comic book character, they ain't going to comic shop and buying that shit.
That is
Because
laziness
again,
too.
not laziness.
That
You're,
is.
you're, you're spending $200 million on that's the
Then
best
how? Then
advertising. The
how
best
the?
advertising you can buy is a hit movie, and
But
it's
how
still
the?
not making sales
But
better.
how the hell, right? How the hell, right? I'm gonna tell you something. How the hell can they argue with us if they only saw the movie? They didn't read the comics. They don't do what we do. How can they still argue, try to argue with us?
The
An
idea
argument?
is, again, you got a hit movie that millions of people saw and loved. Might have saw it 2 times, 3 times, like I did. And they're not going to the comic book store to buy comics. They're not going online to buy the comics, which means they don't want to. Again,
That's
a $1 billion movie is the best advertising you can buy, and it's still not giving you comic sales. That's because they don't want to buy that shit. And it's
somewhat
okay. I'm not mad at
reason.
somebody who doesn't want to buy comics. Don't buy comics, don't buy comics. But again,
See,
our culture is comics aren't serious art forms, so they don't give it any kind of fucking serious credibility. Where they give film credibility. Okay, our culture gives films credibility. Oh, that's hard work. That takes all his money. That's super hard to do. Blah blah, which it is, but still, comics are hard work also. But people don't give a shit about
that's
that.
because this world is so fucking backwards, and they don't know their right from their left. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you the truth. This world is so dumb and dark. They don't know the right from the goddamn left. They don't even know wrong from right. So how the hell is they gonna tell us what to do, how to do it, when to do it? Come on,
Well,
man.
well, wrong and right is subjective to the person you're talking to at that time. So
Well,
that's a
I get
whole
what
other
you're saying.
discussion. Wrong or right, whole other discussion. And I'm not saying, the population is telling you or I how to make comic books. What I'm saying is American culture, by and large, doesn't care.
I
And
bet you.
I don't know
I
you can
bet
I
you.
don't know if you can spend enough money
I bet you right
to
now.
make
We
them
could.
care.
I bet you right now. If us as creators, indie creators, right? We get as big as we get the stuff that Marvel has, right? I bet you we'll be over all over the world just like they are in no time.
Okay. But how did they get that? They got that
Well,
50, 60, 70 years of publication of creating, you know, TV shows, content, like fucking cartoons. Like you have to be popular enough first to get the ancillary stuff like TV shows and cartoons or movies,
just
which
like
give you
we
more money to keep making comics.
half of these guys,
So
half of
it's
these guys.
longevity.
But
Well,
that's the
here's the
thing.
thing.
But that's the
Will
thing.
you and I have 70 years of making our books under our belts? Do we have that kind of money and time? I'm 49 years old. So the answer is fucking no.
In
Like
due time.
maybe,
Oh, I
maybe
say it
maybe
like
my
this. I
daughter
say it like
will
this.
take it up and do it later.
I
But
say it like this. I say it like this. I'm 33. I guarantee you I have it. That's what I'm saying. I guarantee you I have it. I know I
okay,
will.
you got the money.
I can guarantee I have it. That's what I'm telling you. I'm guaranteeing it. I'm
Cool.
guaranteeing it.
I hope you get there. But that's the
I
thing.
and you know what?
We're,
And you
the
know what?
Marvel and
You know,
DC aren't individuals. They are corporations with
but
shit
to
ton
see
more
it.
money than we got.
But see, that's the thing. That is the problem. See, we got so many, and I'm not calling you lazy, bro. That's not me. That's not me calling you. I'm saying we got so many lazy indie creators out here that don't want to get above Marvel and DC. They want to be right there with them. Now me, I'm ready to kick their door in, take what's that. No, not take this. I don't want it. I'm ready to kick the door in, skyrocket to the top, because that's and rule the world. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I wouldn't want to do it. But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. See, but the thing about it is that do you see a lot of indie creators out here today that is hungry, hungry. Like I'm talking about to the fucking max. That like look at anything that they can do to get out there. I can name a dozen that's out there right now that's going for it. I can name a dozen because a lot of us indie creators are not pushing hard enough. We're not giving all we have. You see what I'm
Again,
saying?
that's subjective though. What is given? All you have to give is what you have to give. And if you give it, you give it. You don't know what I have to give. I don't know what you have to
No,
give.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not saying. I'm
No,
not saying you
I'm
do.
just saying. You're making a blatant statement about people you don't know, or
No, I'm not saying I don't
you
know.
don't know what they're
I'm not
trying to
saying I
do or
know.
what
But
their
what you're seeing,
situation
you can
is.
see. No, our situation, our situation, bro. You talk about situation. Oh, really? I'm just saying like this. Okay, I'm saying like this. Some of us have good jobs, right? Some of us have babies and wives and children. You have wives and children, right?
Yep,
Right?
yep.
Right? Some of us take it to the bank, right? Okay, how much? How much? Okay, how many? How much you made out of all your books? How many sales you made all
Oh,
together one day? Out
at
of one
this,
day?
not enough. Like, I don't make.
No,
I can't say I make X amount of dollars a day because again,
no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying basically, put yourself out there. You get what I'm saying? If you have everything that Marvel and DC has, right? And you
which I
have
don't. They have resources. I don't have those resources. Neither do you, for that matter.
which we
Unless
can.
you're worth $1 million.
That's what I'm saying. Which we can get that. It's
Exactly.
only it's only
And
the
most of us
mat
can't.
which we can. That's what I'm saying. A lot of us don't even believe in ourselves. Majority of the people don't even believe in themselves to get where they want to be. It starts in the mind first before it starts in the walking, right? To me, it starts in the mind first. You believe you got it. If you believe you're gonna get there, right? If you believe you're gonna get there, you're gonna get there. But if you're sitting there doubting yourself, saying, "Oh, I'm a realist. I don't even know if I'm gonna get there." You're not gonna get there. You gotta believe and you gotta know it. Fuck it. That's what I say. I know I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna get there on working hard and busting my ass, busting my ass. I may have to work with other people. I have to work with other people to get there. I'm not gonna get to my own. But I would say, bro, on the real shit, we could do more to get where we want to be. If they so be it, if they want to be like Marvel and DC, so be it. But do you want to be like Marvel and DC,
But see,
or
that's
do
the
you want to?
thing. You keep saying do more. What's do more?
I'm saying,
Because do more is a blanket statement that can mean whatever you want to mean, depending on who you're talking to. Like my thing is let the people do what they fucking want to do. I don't care. Like I do what I do. I make comics. I like making comics. I'm a storyteller at heart. I need
of
to tell
course,
stories, and so I tell them in this particular medium because it's the cheapest way I can do it. Well, novels are cheaper, but I don't want to write novels. I want to write and draw comic books. So that's what I do. Am I trying to become Marvel and DC? No, I'm trying to make good comics, and I know sales and all other shit will come later
and I
as I
saw
make
your
good
shit.
as I make good
I
comics.
think, and I saw your stuff, and I think it's fucking amazing. I think it's fucking tops half of these motherfuckers out here that's making the money. That's what I'm saying.
I appreciate that. But
That's what I'm
again,
saying.
as one person, I write and draw my shit, so I don't have the time to make more.
But no, no.
Here,
What I'm saying is, with
here's what's impeding most independent creators. It's not lack of trying. It's not foresight. It's not hard work. It's they don't have the resources or ability to create regular content. That's the
no,
key to
I'm not
longevity
saying
and growth is regular output of content. And most of us can't do it, which is why most of us can't get
that don't
to
mean, but
that
that don't
high
mean you,
peak early enough.
but
So again,
that
it
don't
takes
mean you,
more time, it takes more money
but that don't
that
mean
some
you
people don't
stop.
have.
But that don't
What?
mean you stop. But that don't mean you
Of course
stop
not.
trying. No, that
But
don't mean
again,
you.
but
But
again, everyone's trying. I mean, they're trying as
I just,
hard as I imagine everyone who's doing comics is trying as hard as they can. And again, some folks are doing it as a hobby. That's fine. Some are trying to do it for a living, and that's fine too.
but that's what I'm saying. A
But
lot of
again, if you don't have the resources, all your try hardness doesn't mean shit if you don't have the resources to consistently put out books, because that's how you grow. Like putting out a book once a year is not how you're going to grow anything. It is not. You put out a book a year for 10 years, you got 10 fucking books that no one's fucking seen. You need to
I've
put out shit
seen a
regularly.
lot of people who have made money off of two books, and they're known.
They're known in a small independent community, probably, but they don't. Do they have fucking deals for TV shows or movies? So that's where the
Shit.
money's at.
I've
That's where the
seen
money's
a
at.
I've seen a
Comics ain't
dude.
shit. You do not get into comics to make money. You get into comics you like because you love comics and you hope that your hard ass
People,
work
people, people don't
comes
need. But this is the thing.
comes
People
into
don't
other
even need.
shit.
People don't even need the big networks nowadays. They do their own shit. They do their own cartoons. They
Yeah,
like
and
like like
that,
my
much, that shit
like
costs money.
like my
Yeah,
guy.
and I hope they're
Like
not
listen.
going broke doing it.
Like listen. Like my boy China McCoy. He's doing his own studio. He's doing his own cartoon studio.
And what's he
He's
done?
doing his own animation. He's doing
What's he
good.
done? I don't know who that dude is.
You don't
So
know
he
who
needs
China.
to, did he
You don't
need
know.
to work harder, like you said. He need to work harder. I don't know who the fuck that dude is. So
You don't know
using
China
your own
McCoy.
analogy, he ain't working hard enough. I don't know who he is. So I mean,
I'm
how
not
much money
saying
you
he's
making?
not working hard enough. You're not saying he's
No,
working hard enough.
I'm saying I don't know who he is, so he must not be working hard enough,
I never
right?
said that.
You said people don't make it because they ain't working hard enough. They ain't trying hard enough. They put enough work,
Yes, they're
right?
not
I
because you
mean,
see a lot of these guys out here bullshitting. And they, my nigga, okay, all right, put it like this. Me, okay, while a lot of people are asleep, while a lot of people, I ain't say all the people, don't get me wrong there, while a lot of people are asleep, count me out, will count me out, nigga, I'm out here grinding, putting in work. And I know a lot of guys out there that's just like me, putting in that work and going for it all, busting their ass, talking to people and everything. You know what I'm saying, right? Right? They don't
yeah.
need to have. They don't even have. They don't need to have what Marvel or DC got, cartoon and all that shit. They could have fucking a billion copies just laying around, right? Half of those copies you could give them away. That's how you can make your name. Half of those copies you can sell them. But that's the thing. It's the matter of knowing how to sell, knowing how to talk to people, knowing how to sell yourself and
Selling
your
yourself is
product.
fine. You must have still have the product people want to buy. I know a lot of people just sell Yellowstone to fucking Eskimos, but their products suck. So
That's
I mean,
that's
you
what I'm
know,
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
all
You have
relative.
I've
All I'm
seen
saying is it's
bro,
all relative.
I've
Success is
seen
relative to whoever's doing whatever they're doing.
I've seen
And
some
I don't want to count anybody out.
no, I wouldn't count nobody out because I've seen some of the most dumbest, corniest comic books out there, right? Make a lot of motherfucking money. Like fucking Cyberfrog. This motherfucker made millions off of Kickstarter. And
He
I'm like,
did.
are you
First of
fucking
all, that's
serious?
Indiegogo. And first of all,
No, I'm not saying.
he didn't make millions of dollars. That's
Well,
the
that's
thing.
what.
People
What?
no.
Well, that's no.
When your
Hold.
crowdfunding campaign is $1 million, you ain't getting all that money for free. You got to
No,
make your fucking product.
no. Hold. That's what people are saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just hearing what
But
people
you
are saying.
just said it. You just said he had made millions of dollars. I'm saying no, it didn't.
Well, goddamn it, fuck it. Yeah, he made some money. Goddamn. Well, let's
But
just
no,
say
I'm
it.
just saying, like people look at the crowdfunding numbers and go, "Oh, he made $1 million in his campaign." But he's trying to make the fucking book and ship. Look, you got 1,000 backers. He paying hundreds of thousands of dollars in fucking postage alone, and then the cost of rewards and the printing costs is like if he comes out that money. So like these numbers are skewed, and people act like these Comicsgate assholes are just becoming rich, and they're not. It's
Oh
all
no, no, oh
that.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
I'm saying anybody. I'm saying like this. Anybody can make that kind of money that he made, right? Anybody can make it. It's
yeah,
just a matter of marketing. With the best marketing, bro. With some great marketing, fucking skyrocket just like he did.
yeah. But his marketing is he marketed to alt right fucking incels across the globe, and that's good for him. Cool, but like
No, I'm
That
saying no. I'm not. We on.
that's specific marketing right there. Like
No, no, no.
that
We're
book's not selling because he's great.
no, no,
He's
no.
got a
I'm not.
he's got a
I'm not.
racist ass fan base that likes him and his fucking racist message. So they throw money at him left and right. He don't fuck about his comic books.
No, I'm not worried about
They
that. I'm not
don't.
talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I never liked Ethan Man Skyver
I'm just
anyway.
saying that's the marketing angle is he's marketing to those types of people.
No, no, no. I get that. I get that. I ain't worried about that shit. I don't like his fucking ass because I saw him before. No, I didn't saw him. I actually talked to him before. He rubbed me the wrong way. I don't fuck. Anyway, but I'm saying like this with the marketing you have, and damn, we on fucking 2 hours. God damn it. We're on the fucking 2 hours right now. 2 hours and 32 minutes.
Oh
Two
shit.
hours and
All
32
right.
seconds.
Cool.
Damn. Anyway, this is the longest we ever done this shit. But this is what I'm saying though. With the great with the marketing that some of these big guys have, with the shit that we're bringing out, indie guys, nigga, we'll skyrocket over top of them. That's what I'm saying. It's it's things that we could do that we can. Not saying okay. I'm gonna take. Some of us don't work hard enough, but some of us do. Some of us do put in the work and go crazy and waste money. But wasting that money is worth it in the end because you don't know who's watching this fucking show right now because it's going 2 hours and a couple minutes. You know what I'm
know what
saying?
know what the indies need,
What?
and it sounds super simple, but it's not because it's been talked about for years by other people, not just me. It's we need one umbrella to be under. The problem with all the good indies are we're all scattershot doing our own shit. We need an image style umbrella to be under so that the fan base, the general public knows where to go to get our shit. Okay.
Yeah.
But that costs money. So we need like a centralized publishing group. Like we need an image umbrella, which would be a centralized place with a centralized like editorial staff or whatever, or it could be a conglomerate of other people doing the same jobs, whatever. But we need that one umbrella, one logo. Everybody's just trying to get theirs. And the fact is, if we're all under one logo, it'd be easier to find us for everybody.
True that. True that. I mean,
But the idea is we would need to all funnel some money into the centralized part so those people can do the heavy lifting of the daily grind that is publication, tweeting, Facebook, Instagram. So you and I can sit here and fucking write and draw our comic books.
yeah,
Because
some
all that social media shit takes away from our time from creating. Because
that's
my life is help my family, do my family, draw and write when I can, do social media when I can, do shows when I can. If we had a centralized group or organization to do all that shit for us, we can just create, we get more shit done, put more books
right.
out, get more regular attention because we put more stuff out. Like it's easy for someone to like your book, but then forget about you. You don't put one, but one a year or something. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you personally, but like me or anybody else. I put one book out a month, or a year rather. They love it. They don't see shit for another 8-9 months. They move on to the next thing that looks cool, right? Or they fall back on Marvel and DC or Image because they come out with shit every month. And I stress this all the time. And I know it's hard for everybody because it's hard for me. We just have to somehow either put out more stuff on a regular basis or find a centralized locale or brand to put ourselves under. So if someone's looking for your book, right? They find your book on the centralized location, but then everyone else kind of eats also because they might browse around and see other shit they like. So like an independent version of Comixology would be great, but that's more beneficial for the indies, but they don't take half our fucking money. But finding someone who has the time and energy to do that and not create is the hard part. We find people who can do the functionary stuff, the daily dogma of, again, like I said, advertising and and website management and sales management. Because once we have to do it ourselves, it takes away from the time we have to do the actual work. And that's just the
True.
biggest obstacle to me, I think, for indies.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can think, yeah, it's a good walk up the fucking road because we do get tired, half of us, you know. But you know, I think we, I think we could do it. I mean, if
I'm
one of us,
gonna keep trying to do it. That's what I'm doing. Like, just I do what I can when I can, and I
if
give my all when I'm doing it.
I feel you, man. If one of us become big and what I'm saying and become great and big all out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, whatever, then we could do that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, exactly.
But
High
it
tides
can,
raise all ships, right?
yeah, shit. Hey, once I make it, y'all know I'm coming for everybody. Everybody that's ready to make some noise, you know what I'm saying? I actually when I actually launch my company, what I want to do is do a what I'm doing is I'm gonna launch my company, I'm gonna do a launch party, right? But I'm gonna do a comic convention within that launch party. So it's not just going to be about Jarhead. It's going to be about everybody. Everybody can sell what they want to sell there, sell their shit, whatever. But it's still going to be the theme is going to be Jarhead, but it's going to be everybody can sell too. So not just me eating,
Yeah,
everybody else is eating. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. Um, that's what I'm trying to get every other person, all the people on the that comes on the show to do it so that way once because we might have some powerful motherfucking people there at that motherfucking place and you never know, man. You never know who's gonna pop their fucking head in the goddamn shit. So hey, put your best work out there, man. Like take a chance because you never know. You
exactly.
you don't know who's gonna fucking watch this show. That's why I said say to people, put your best foot forward and your best work out there because you never know who's going to pick your book up and run with that fucking shit. You just never know. But brother, we ran out of time. God damn it, we ran out of time, man. Shit, 2 hours and 7 fucking minutes and 46 seconds.
There you go.
Yo,
If time flies, we're having fun, right?
hell yeah, man. We was having fun. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we ran out of time, everybody. But I told y'all, I'm coming with that fire. You damn right. And this has been in your face
Like, show.
show. Peace.
All right, man. Nice talking to you.
Oh
Take
yeah.